A woman sat in my chair last week wearing an $80 foundation. It was caking in her marionette lines and sitting on every dry patch. She thought her face was the problem. I've seen this 1,000 times, and it's almost never the skin. I've been a Korean makeup artist for 30 years. My own salon, mostly women in their 40s to 60s. I'm 51 myself, so I'm not guessing at what mature skin needs. I'm wearing it. I am going to go through 10 foundations, rate each one honestly, and by the end, you will know exactly which ones belong on your vanity and which ones belong in the trash. And I'll tell you right now, the biggest waste of money on this list is a brand that every beauty counter pushes on women our age. If you're wearing it, you'll want to hear why. Number 1, Fenty Beauty, 3 out of 10. I will give Rihanna this. The shade range is one of the best in the industry, and that matters. Finding your actual skin tone instead of choosing between 3 beige options is something the beauty industry took way too long to figure out. But the formula itself is a problem for us. It dries fast, which means if you do not blend it within seconds, it grabs onto every texture on your face and stays there. Fine lines around the mouth, dry patches on the cheeks, any crepey texture on the forehead, this foundation finds all of it and highlights it. The matte finish looks confident on smooth, younger skin. On skin in your 50s and 60s, matte means flat, and flat means every line casts a tiny shadow. You end up looking more tired than you did before you put anything on. A beautiful shade match trapped inside a formula that fights against your skin. Now, this next one is a brand most of you have probably never heard of, and that might be exactly why it works. Number 2, House Labs. 8 out of 10, nobody talks about House Labs. It does not have celebrity campaigns or Sephora end caps. But the formula is better than foundations charging twice the price, and I don't say that lightly. The finish is smooth and forgiving without being heavy. It sits on the skin in a way that feels more elevated than most drugstore options and more comfortable than a lot of the luxury ones I'm about to go through on this list. It does not cake. It does not flatten your skin into a matte mask. It gives you this natural, hydrated look that makes mature skin look healthy. Not younger, not filtered, just healthy. Like you slept 8 hours and drank enough water. If you are looking for something between drugstore and luxury that actually respects your skin texture, this is a smart pick. So a brand with no celebrity backing just scored an 8. Meanwhile, this next one has millions in marketing behind it and still cannot figure out mature skin. Number 3, Huda Beauty, 3 out of 10. Full coverage, full commitment, and on mature skin, full cake. This foundation was built for the camera. Ring lights, close-up selfies, Instagram grids. In that world, it is flawless. In the real world, under actual daylight, walking into a restaurant or sitting across from someone at a coffee shop, it looks like a mask. It oxidizes, which means the shade you put on in the morning is not the shade you are wearing by afternoon. It turns warmer, sometimes orange, and that shift is more visible on mature skin because we tend to have less even pigmentation to begin with. The formula also refuses to move. When you smile, when you talk, when your face does what faces do all day, this foundation does not move with you. It cracks along the expression lines. On skin that has lived and has real movement, you need a foundation that breathes. Huda does not breathe. Big name, big budget, big disappointment. This next one costs less than a takeout dinner and somehow gets it more right than both of those. Number 4, Maybelline Fit Me, 7 out of 10. I am putting a drugstore foundation this high and I am not apologizing for it. Fit Me costs a fraction of what the prestige brands charge and it outperforms most of them on mature skin. The formula is lightweight, blends easily, and does not sit aggressively in fine lines. It gives you a smooth, real skin finish that looks like you are just having a really good day. Is it going to blur every imperfection and make you look airbrushed? No, but that is not what mature skin needs anyway. We need makeup that looks like skin, not like a product. Fit Me understands that assignment. For under $15, this is one of the most honest foundations on the market. A drugstore foundation scoring higher than Rihanna and Huda, which makes you wonder, what about the brands that specifically promise to help with aging skin? Number 5, Clinique Even Better, 4 out of 10. This one sounds like it was made for us. Even better. The name alone suggests it understands that mature skin needs help evening out tone and texture. And it does even out your skin tone, I will give it that. Age spots, redness, some hyperpigmentation, Clinique handles those well enough. But the finish is dull and flat. It evens you out and then drains all the life from your face. After menopause, most of us deal with skin that has lost moisture and lost that natural luminosity we used to take for granted. Clinique does nothing to bring that back. It just covers everything with a matte, chalky layer that emphasizes every dry patch you have. Your skin looks even, but it also looks dehydrated. And dehydrated skin reads older. So the foundation promising to make you look even better can actually age you. And this next one is even worse. Number 6. Cosas, 2 out of 10. I wanted to love this one. The packaging is beautiful. The brand talks about clean ingredients, and when you first put it on, it looks like a dream. Dewy, fresh, lightweight. You look in the mirror and think you finally found it. Give it 1 hour, the dewiness turns greasy. The coverage separates around your nose. That fresh look becomes an oil slick by lunchtime. On skin that has been through menopause, skin that is dealing with dryness and texture changes, this formula has nothing to hold on to. It slides right off the dry patches and pools where you actually produce oil. I stopped recommending Cosas to my clients over 45 after the third one came back frustrated. Clean beauty is a nice idea, but a foundation that melts off your face by noon is not skincare. 6 foundations in, and I've only liked 2 of them. That's about to change. Number 7, Luxe Color Changing Foundation. 9.5 out of 10. I almost never rate anything above an 8. This foundation adjusts to your actual skin tone as you blend it in. No guessing under fluorescent store lighting. No oxidizing orange by afternoon. The shade you see after blending is the shade you wear all day. But the color match is not why I keep coming back to it. This foundation does not settle into lines, does not cake on dry patches, does not separate around the nose by afternoon. It sits on your skin and makes it look like your skin on the mornings when everything is cooperating. In Korean beauty, we say the best makeup is the makeup nobody notices. Luxe is the closest thing to that philosophy I have found outside of Korea. I dock the half point for shade range. It is more limited than some bigger brands, so check your shade before you commit. But on the shades it carries, nothing I have tested comes close. I actually buy mine on Amazon because it runs cheaper than what I've seen elsewhere. I'll drop the link below. My clients give it a straight 10. They try it once and call ahead to make sure I have it in stock. Now, you might think after a 9.5, nothing else on this list is worth your time. But some of you are going to buy the expensive ones anyway, so let me at least tell you what you are getting into. Number 8. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. 6 out of 10. On a good skin day, this is one of the most beautiful foundations you will ever wear. The finish is luminous without being shiny. It blurs texture softly, sits lightly on the skin, and photographs like a dream. On your best skin days, luminous silk will make you feel like the most elegant woman in the room. The problem is that good skin days are not every day, especially after 50. On a dry day, on a day when your skin is a little more textured or reactive, luminous silk does not have the staying power to hold up. It fades softly, which sounds nice until you realize that means it is disappearing by 3 in the afternoon. You are paying luxury prices for a foundation that only performs on days when your skin barely needs foundation to begin with. Beautiful on its best day, unreliable on all the others. If you are finding this helpful, subscribe. I talk about makeup for real women with real skin every week. Now, this next one is the reason I made this video. Because women keep wearing it thinking their skin is getting worse. It is not. Number 9. NARS, 3 out of 10. The initial application is nice. Good coverage, smooth feel, blends well. For about 40 minutes, you think you found a winner. Then the settling starts. Around the nose first, then the smile lines, then anywhere you have fine texture. NARS does not just sit in lines. It sinks into them and makes them look deeper than they actually are. I had a client in my salon who told me she thought her wrinkles had gotten worse overnight. She had been wearing NARS for a week. I cleaned her face, applied something lighter, and she looked 5 years younger in 10 minutes. The wrinkles had not changed. The foundation was casting shadows into every crease and making shallow lines look like deep folds. That is what the wrong formula does to mature skin. It creates problems that are not there. That story is exactly why I do this. And this last one is not going to hurt your skin. It is just not going to excite you either. Number 10. Estee Lauder Double Wear. 6 out of 10. This foundation will outlast you. It will outlast your dinner, your commute, and possibly your patience. Double Wear stays on your face all day and into the evening without budging. If you need a foundation for a wedding or a long event or a day when you cannot touch up, this is reliable. But reliable is all it is. The coverage is full and the finish does not move, which means it also does not move with your face. Smile lines, forehead creases, the skin around your jaw, Double Wear sits on top of all of it like a shell. It does not settle into lines the way some others do, which is good. But it also does not look like skin. It looks like foundation. For a long day where lasting power is your only priority, it works. For everyday wear where you want to look natural, it is too rigid. Think of Double Wear as the sensible shoe of foundation. It does the job. It will never surprise you. Your skin is not too old for makeup. Your skin has just been wearing the wrong makeup. Now you know which ones to stop buying and which ones are actually worth your time. I break down skincare and makeup for real skin every week. Subscribe if you want someone who tells you the truth instead of selling you whatever has the biggest ad budget. I will see you in the next one.